This was, as I walked into the studio this morning, I told both of you, this was dangerously, perilously close to being one of my least favorite grumpy Grizzly days of the year. I'm going to start with that just because I had the most ominous feeling last night, and it was one of those things that where it was like, game obviously gets done late because of the overtime. We do the post-game show. You know, lights, camera, action, everything. It's just so lit in that arena. The environment was amazing last night. Amazing.
Playoff energy in that joint.
Amazing environment last night. And there was so much that went on, so many ups and downs in that game, and obviously epic with the 299 points that were scored in the game. But I had this feeling last night where it was pure, unadulterated joy, which was Ja Morant hitting that game-tying shot. We're at the timeout. Bennett Doyle and I are sitting next to each other, and we are discussing. And I'm saying to him, what do you think he does out of this? I was like, do you think he goes and tries to get like a Bane 3 here on a good look, and we try to end this thing? Because Jaren's already fouled out. So do you want to play 5 more minutes of an overtime? Like, we're out of guys, big guys. Mm-hmm. And we're running Clark and Edey kind of back and forth in there. But do you want to try to go 5 more minutes without Jaren Jackson in the game? Do you want to just go for the win here? Or is he going to give it to Ja and you're going to try to get this tie? So as we know, clear out, Morant goes on Brad Beal, gets a great look, makes a shot, right? Not an easy shot, tough shot, but he makes a shot. I mean, the roof's coming off. He's doing the call 12. Everybody's going crazy. I'm like, yeah, the game, they didn't win the game. The game's tied.
Yeah,
but tied. It's just
it felt like we won the game.
Right.
I ain't going to hold you.
That's how it felt. It was that kind of environment. I mean, it's pandemonium in there. So now you're going to come out of a timeout. Right now it's Phoenix timeout. They still got plenty of time to get a good shot off at the end of regulation. Okay? So this is, Ja ends up taking it, tying the game with a couple seconds left. We come out of that timeout, and I see Desmond Bane guarding Kevin Durant, and I am going bonkers. Like, I can't believe this. This can't happen.
Yeah.
Not like this. There's nobody else in the entire arena that is getting that ball. Why is Santi not on him? Why is Brandon not on him? This can't be. We can't have Desmond Bane on Kevin Durant for this play. The ball's going to him. End of story. He's getting the ball. This is just going to be a Kevin Durant shot and a contest. That's it.
And pray for a brick.
And pray.
And you just got to pray.
Bro, we put one of our literally the shortest player on the court on Kevin Durant, with the shortest arms, no less.
Yeah.
On Kevin Durant. It's good. He's just going to shoot right over him, catches the ball, turns, shoots right over him. And I swear, it played out exactly like I thought it was going to play out.
Right there.
But thank God he missed.
That is the most perfect just catch and turn and fade.
The guy has scored 30,000 NBA points.
Right.
And it's like
10,000 doing that.
I'm like, how did this happen? How did this happen?
Yeah.
Look, we just came out of this can't be the matchup.
Yeah,
I swear to God, if they would have lost with Kevin Durant just catching and shooting over the top of Desmond Bane, this would have been the worst show you have ever heard of. I was so mad about that.
Make her miss league, Verno.
I know.
Make her miss league.
Truly.
You know what I'm saying?
That can't happen, though. I was so like...
I could not believe he missed that, too, with the look that he got.
Look, man.
Bro,
make her miss league,
that was the biggest dodge bullet in the world.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Morant and the rest of the guys, had a outstanding overtime, except for, again, dude, they put me through the ringer last night.
Yeah.
You're going through it, huh? Roller coaster of emotions.
Because I'm watching the game through the perspective of give me my best chance, right?
Yes.
And they came out in the second half, and for the first 5.5 straight minutes, I mean, you could look at my text. I'm bitching the entire time. They put Zach Edey on Bol, which, again, bro, put his ass on Plumlee. Like, whatever. He's on Bol for 5.5 minutes. I've got to watch Mike Budenholzer spam. We're going to put him in every single action. Every single one. And guys are either switching and guys are driving right past him, or Bol is then getting the ball and he's doing whatever he wants. He's either he's scoring no matter what. And I'm like, bro, they are just targeting him. And so then we dodge the bullet at the end of regulation. We come back out in the overtime, and because Jaren's out, so now he goes back to Zach Edey, who we haven't seen because Budenholzer spammed it for the first 5.5 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
And they just score every time. So they come out in overtime, and it's like Budenholzer's like, all right, guys, do it again. And they just start spamming it again. I'm like, bro, get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out. Please, God, put Brandon in the game. Like, they just drove me crazy last night. Like, that Phoenix team, I mean, that has got to be soul crushing because you can't play better offensively and lose a game. There's no way.
Yeah.
Did you see that Sean Coleman tweet about how the stats were 44-1 when teams have accomplished what they accomplished in terms of number of assists, shooting over 50% from three, and scoring the amount that they did?
Yeah, and then tonight, NBA teams are 44-1 all the time when they produced 20-plus threes, 35-plus assists, and shot 55% or better from the tray line in a single game. They are now 44-2 after last night.
Well, in the 44-1, the one was a 170-point game.
176 to 175.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
I mean, you just don't.
No.
Clearly, you don't lose when you put up those kind of numbers. I mean, honestly, look, you score 148, you should win.
You should win the NBA game. That's like all-star level. By the way, my Sky Dog had to come through in overtime.
You did. You got the Sky Dog last night.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Make
did.
sure y'all put that on there. Put that Excel sheet up. Put it up.
Oh, the
and put
Sky.
give me that green.
Yeah, you do get a green.
You needed a Sky
You
Dog
needed
win
to
more
win.
than anybody.
Hey, look,
you
bro.
needed one.
You needed to win.
It's okay. It's okay. My dog BC came through for me.
Bro, my Sky Dog was on Mars.
He was on Mars.
Who'd you pick?
Hey, come on.
Vince.
Put the damn thing up.
What is wrong?
Put it
Like,
up.
why? He looked like he didn't even know what
There
planet
we
he was
go.
on.
Shout out Jaylen.
The whole game.
Your Sky Dog didn't shoot until the second half.
I know.
I love Vince Williams. Vince Williams looked like he was on another planet last night. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
At one point, John Morant just like gave up. They like zoned up, and he just
he got
he was
pissed. He
started
got
yelling at
pissed.
Vince, and Vince is like, "What?" And he's like, "Look, in this offense that I resent to no end, and obviously Job resents the offense to no end. And that is the thing that comes out of last night. It's like there has got to be a happy medium here.
Yeah, they've got to find a balance.
Because in the
fourth quarter, there was.
Because
It was sets and ISOs in the fourth quarter.
Because here's the trick, right? Here's the trick. The offense, you cannot argue with the results, right? Offense, one of the top three offenses in the land.
Yeah.
Like the
It
numbers,
works.
the numbers they put up are crazy numbers, right? It works. It is not what best fits him. Everybody knows that. I have said he needs to be, I understand the resent towards the offense, but and I know everybody promoted Zach Edey as this guy, the screens that he sets, whatever. These guys do not set screens like Valanciunas and like Adams. Like, those are guys that when they set screens, they die. We don't have a screen setter on this team.
No.
You can talk about Edey all you want. Guys don't die on screens with Edey. They don't.
Not yet.
And he doesn't know how to do it yet.
Not yet.
No.
He doesn't
Not
know.
yet.
He's not that guy yet.
Yeah.
We don't have a screen setter. Like, Ja wants the high screen, play off it, and that's the basketball.
Yeah.
And that's what he got used to, and that's when he became this all-NBA superstar. It is what is best suited for him. It is. That kind of basketball is best suited for him. This type of basketball is best suited for everybody, but it's not the best suited thing for the best player. So that's the trick. And that's what, if you read between the lines with both what Ja says and Taylor says, it's this constant evolution of figuring out the yin and yang of this, right?
Yeah.
What is best for Ja? What is best for the group, right? And obviously, you've got to be able to, and that is one of the pressurized things of this last 25 games as you get to the playoffs, is like you need to get the best version of Ja Morant. Part of that is also Ja has to, sometimes his frustration boils over and to where I feel like, bro, you've got to participate in the offense, right? Like you saw, everybody's watching that clip over and over again, and every Bleacher Report, House of Highlights, everybody in the free world is like, oh my God, Ja Morant almost hit his head on the rim, right? Bro, that same thing is there all the time. One of the hallmarks of this offense that you have seen is the guy cutting baseline.
Yeah.
He never does it. He did it, and it was right there, and he just crammed it. It was awesome.
Dude, he got so high on that.
Dude, but you see how many guys, you see guys cutting that baseline, guys cut from the baseline all the time. He just stands there. He very rarely makes that cut, and it was one of those moments where I was like, bro, if you do that a little bit more, right? Again, it's about being a willing, not just standing in the corner and saying, all right, I'll be over here, run your stupid offense, right?
When I get it, I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it. This is not me downing on Morant, because I understand this, because you have seen, right? If you took any of these guys and you put them in this, you took James Harden, you took Trae Young, you took Luka Doncic, you took whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they all want they're best with the ball in their hands, bro.
He
wants
to make the call. He's a point guard.
Yes.
I want to come down the court. I want to see the defense. I want to make a call. That's what they do in the fourth quarter.
So, look, Ja Morant has been standing in the corner like that the whole year.
Dude, he was so high up on that.
Hey.
Oh, my God, he
No.
got high on
He
that.
has been standing in the corner like that all year. He made that cut. And look at what.
Caught that. What you looking at,
Dude,
Plumlee?
he could have kissed the rim on that.
He said the Wi-Fi was messed up there. He had to come down before he
I'm telling you, that
crashed.
cut's been there
Yeah.
over and over and over, right?
You say that, but I also rather him I would rather want him to be a point guard. Let him be PG. Because in the fourth quarter, when down the stretch, every possession they ran a play 2 times in a row. That Jaylen peeing off the baseline, 2 possessions in a row and scored on both of them.
There's a couple times where it drives me insane. Look, the whole you could tell 1 minute into this game, okay, they're not gonna double Jaren on the touch. Jaren honestly could have had 50 points last night.
Easily.
They wouldn't give him the ball.
11 and 13.
I'm like, enough with this. Throw him the ball. They don't have one player that can guard him. Not one. They're going to have to create a player and bring him in because they don't have anybody.
Because KD was too little.
No,
Jaren was pushing him to the second
And the first
row.
time, so you remember the first time we played the Suns, he destroyed them.
Yeah.
And then the last time we played them, on the touch, and they made his life hell. And then Ja was able to get off, and these other guys. So then last night, it was like, are they going to double him again? And the second he caught the ball, I'm like, oh, second guy didn't come. I was like, all right. It was food.
Floater.
He could have scored one. What is he, 11 for 13?
11 for 13, 83% from the field. He was not missing last night.
Yeah, and I don't need this foul thing becoming a thing anymore.
Yeah, no,
this has been the last 2 games, and I'm like,
5 games have been
no, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this.
I think the last 5 have been tough for true.
Yeah,
5?
Let me
double
There's
check.
been some level of foul trouble.
Let me double
He
check.
has got to be on the court.
He's gone 5, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
He's been.
I mean, he's got to be on the court.
And he was 5 in the Clippers game, too.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out, Trip. Because at some point he was getting the whistle that allowed him to be a kind of aggressive defender. And last night, even the Devin Booker, the 6th one was okay, it was a hook, but bro, don't put yourself in that
So
situation.
goofy.
Yeah,
They're goofy. They're never
He averaged
He's not going to do
3.1.
into the first row, which I
He
appreciate.
averaged 3.1 fouls per game in November, 3.3 in December, 3.6 in January. He's averaging 4 in February. So
And he knows.
It's up.
Yeah,
And he
it's
knows.
up.
It's not a little oblivious thing. Like, he knows. Like, I can't be out here just fouling.
Well, he was super frustrated last night.
Yeah.
Right.
He walked off like, damn, it was one of those looks in his face where like, yo, I just ruined this game for my team.
Well, and it was another one of
4
those where
minutes
it's like
left.
it's a perfect example of you can't win, and you like this is when the coach holds the guy out because they want to wait a little bit longer and get by without him, and then everybody is screaming, "Put Jaren back in! Put Jaren back in!" Like we didn't have him then.
Yeah.
Like then we lost him. We didn't have him for the last 5 minutes of the game
Yeah, he was
and
gone.
overtime.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, you know, you can't win for losing sometimes, right? It's like, geez, if I put him back in, and that's what I was rewarded with, right?
Well, the other end, what helped that was what Booker fouled out almost immediately after that too.
Yeah, great job by the refs because everybody doesn't want to watch Jaren Jackson and Devin Booker.
know,
Both of them
right?
guys fouling out is stupid.
Come on, bro. We ain't here to watch y'all, bro. We here to watch the superstars. Hey, I will say too, Vernon, you try to give him smut on this show before for not being able to jump and not being able to jump over a sheet of paper. But our boy Jaylen Wells got up there on that rim. He got up there on that rim.
He did.
Let's go, JW. JW got up on that. I was like, okay. I said, Vernon, look at that. Look at that. Look at that boy dunking that basketball.
He did dunk.
2 hands. Two
He was
hands.
awesome last night.
I think I get 100% credit for him dunking.
He heard you say you can't dunk.
I mean,
And
I watched him pump fake and do like he was. I thought he was honoring Shane Battier for the first half of the season.
And we also
Not dunking.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, how many times does he cut to the basket and then just either pump fake or just finished with a layup?
yeah.
He never dunks it. And as soon as I made a thing about him, I think he's dunked 4 times since.
He's because the
He
day
has not done.
day after you said it, he
never did it.
He caught one in the lane and gaga.
Yeah,
You're welcome, Grizz Nation.
Yeah,
You're
Jaylen-
welcome. All I had to do was say this guy never dunks the ball, and now he dunks.
Well, I don't think he can throw that lob again. I
Ah,
don't think you can throw those lobs
hey,
again, Jalen.
it only took.
They testing your gangster, bro.
Hey, it only took Ja doing the run up, right? Like point up. And then him not throwing it 60,000 times and eye rolling him until last night he threw
He just
it.
threw it and John just caught it. And it was probably a bad pass. John just jumped so high.
Dude, he channeled his inner job, man. He turned to the crowd. Jalen did, let out the primal scream.
Yeah.
He was high fiving people sitting courtside.
That goes to our point.
Hey.
It goes to our point we talk about all the time.
Hey, go on and win Rookie of the Year then.
Hey, I think he's gonna win.
Rookie of the Year then.
Dude, Castle's gone to the bench.
Hey, look, we can do
That
it.
Castle wave was hitting for a minute, but then Wemby got hurt. He moved to the bench, and it's like,
How much
there's
are
an
they gonna try
open
to
door.
win?
Let's go, JW.
There's an open door here.
And he been playing well the last couple
Yeah.
games too. He's knocking down trades. But that goes to what you just said, Rosa. What we talk about all the freaking time, bro. And this shirt is what we talk about all the time. They follow behind y'all.
Dez was telling him the whole game. Dez was telling him the whole game.
He hit a 3. He did the little celebration. I was like, hold on. This is after John did the call 12.
But I will-
This
hey,
is after John did the gritty.
He hit the gritty, yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is what we're talking about.
And Dez told him. Dez said something to him
Yeah,
in the game.
go
was
be
like,
you. He said, go
they
be you.
feed off you. The whole team feeds off
He
you.
said, go be John.
Well, I'm telling you this. In the third quarter, it all was coming like
Unglued.
it was crashing down.
Yeah.
They zoned up. He just threw the ball away and started yelling at Vince. He came over to the bench and he was yelling. And then he went to the end of the bench and just sat down with his head down. And I was like, no. When you were talking about how they follow him, I watched the huddle. Because he yelled at one of the assistant coaches.
Yeah.
And he's yelling at whatever. Because he was just frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nobody moved when they all zoned up.
Yeah.
And so he
nobody
just
was
threw the
moving.
ball away. And it was like,
dunked the
what is
ball.
going on? What is going on? So he's all frustrated. He's walking down to the end of the bench. He's got his like head down. He's sitting down there, past Jay Huff. And I watched the huddle, and Desmond Bane walked straight into the huddle. And guess who? Lamar Stevens. And they were both like, come on. And they were like, no, we're not doing this, blah, 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 blah. And they're all
shit.
started yelling.
Yeah.
Bro, they came out like hellfire.
Yeah, they did.
They were flying around, getting every stop,
shout out
going down to the
Santi.
other end, hitting buckets, and the crowd gets back into it. And I was like,
Was one of those when Jaren got like a...
They weren't going to let Josh's frustration
kill it.
No. Because he was mad, and bro, the whole thing got dark for about 5 seconds.
It did.
And they were like, no. And they were flying around defensively.
Well,
Shout out
Jaren,
Santi
I think
Aldama,
that's
man.
when,
Santi's flying around.
and I think Jaren, like that may have been one of those plays where right after that, Jaren got a block because Jaren turned to the crowd too and like freaking threw his arms in the air. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of us on this show, one of these three, I walked over to one of us, and then that run happened. This man had the. Do you think Taylor's gonna have the audacity, gonna have to put Ja back in? I said,
would he have the? Yeah, would he keep him out if he had to?
He gonna have to put that dude back on the court regardless of what happens.
This ain't no Anthony Edwards.
That's what I'm saying. It's the night after that happened.
He was like, do you think Taylor's gonna put him back out there? I said, bro, yeah, they can go on an 85-0 run. They're gonna put that dude back out there on the court.